Hello again, 102ers. This is the second time I'm filming this video because the first time was absolutely terrible. And hopefully this one is going to be a little bit more concise instead of rambling like the first one was. Now, this is the second time I filmed this, but hopefully this is the second video that you've watched so far. Because that introductory video that I listed in the announcement, it was listed first. It will help you get ready for the semester by kind of taking you through the basics of the MyDTCC page and the Brightspace page. If this video right now is your first stop, I would like you to pause it, go back to the announcement, and watch the first video. No, seriously, it's only 13 minutes. It'll make life so much easier. Please go do it. Okay, so hopefully you've watched that video. Now, normally when you log into our Brightspace page, or D2L, as you probably learned on the first video, that you will see a big announcement here. I don't have it posted just yet because it comes live on Monday. I'm filming this before Monday. But if you want to take a look at it, it's going to look just like this. Normally, I have some text up here that kind of introduces the week. I have what we've done last week, what we're doing next week, and kind of any announcements that I need to put in there. Usually I beg you to watch the videos because a lot of you start watching the videos and then stop. So, if you click on the actual YouTube link here, you will see in the video description that I actually have a chapter listing for each of the videos. So you can go right to what makes the most sense for you, okay? You can skip through it. That's fine. As long as you get something out of it, I'm happy. Or you can just watch it right here and just watch the whole thing. This one's 13 minutes and 12 seconds. But it's your choice, okay? And then we have our first week's video. Normally in the announcement, you'll only have one video listed, which will say week 1, week 2, week 3, whatever it is, okay? As you can see, this one's the old one because it's 2023, but this will be replaced by the one that we're watching now. Kind of meta, isn't it? As you can see, I also don't know how long it will be because we're not done it yet. Then we have our preview section, kind of showing you exactly what the material is going to be coming up, the important stuff, like your first paper. We also have this sample paper that I have attached to the announcement. If you go to the bottom of your announcement, you will see attachments, and you will see something that looks like this when you open it up. I will go over this probably next week, but it gives you the opportunity to take a look at it and see what the instructions are and how it's supposed to look, okay? Then we get into our read and review section, and this is where we find the materials that you have to, consume for the week. Now, these first ones, these are just week 1 basics, okay? I would actually skip this video. It kind of sucks. I didn't do it. So there you go. Then we have all of the information for the course itself. The syllabus, the required assignments, and point values. Kind of helpful if you want to know what's happening in the semester. I would go through it. I've linked everything right here for you. And then down underneath it, that's where we have the assignment, or the readings for the week. Only 3. What is a literature review? What makes for a debatable thesis, academic topic, and understanding plagiarism. I will be talking about those very shortly. And then we have selecting an appropriate topic. A video that I made specifically because so many people have difficulty picking out topics. Yes, it's almost 30 minutes. However, it's probably 40 minutes shorter than my normal class lecture on it. So it's kind of concise, okay? I would highly recommend taking a look at it. It's going to help you with this and the homework assignment for the week, okay? Complete is another thing that I have you do that really doesn't get graded except for the topic here. So pick a topic. We'll talk about debatable topics list. Create a contact for me on your mobile device that includes my name, email, Google Voice number, and the Zoom meeting ID for my student hours. That way you can get a hold of me and you don't have to worry about trying to figure out where it is on Brightspace, okay? And then try to set up your Brightspace profile and customizing notifications. That was in the very first video that you should have watched. If you do that, you'll see that you have a picture up here now. And, you can set your notifications, which is fantastic, okay? And then the most important part are the assignments where I list this out. Now, this date is incorrect, so I'm going to fix this, 19th. And that's going to help you because you have to do this first quiz, which is the academic integrity assignment. I'll talk about that. And the Unit 1 development brainstorming discussion board, which we'll talk about. I also have the appropriate topic video that I mentioned right up here, linked twice down here to let you know I want you to watch it, okay? So this is kind of what an announcement will look like, except this is a mega announcement. Your other announcements will not be this long, okay? So, before we get started, I have an important announcement to make. These videos are not meant to be a replacement for an 80-minute in-class lecture twice a week. So, technically, if I were to do that, I'd give you 2 videos to watch, each one being 80 minutes long, and none of you would ever watch it. You would be bored solid completely and totally. These videos are meant to kind of give you an overview of what's going on in the semester. It's giving you an overview of what we're doing for the week. It's kind of helping you avoid any pitfalls that other students might be suffering from. And also for me to show my weird sense of humor by putting all of these different GIFs on there. But if you're expecting to watch a lecture video, it's not going to happen, okay? Please use these to kind of figure out what's going on for the week. And if you have any questions with the video or what's going on, email me early on. That way I can help you as best as humanly possible, okay? So, from this first page, I want you to scroll down, go to the right-hand side and find the View the Course Schedule widget. Click on the 102 Masterclass Schedule here, and you will see Week 1 pops up, and we have 3 documents to look at. We have to review where the databases are. We have to come up with a list of good argument topics this week. And we'll take a look at the debatable topics list as well. There are 2 assignments for you to do. If you don't do this assignment or this assignment, you will be dropped from the class. You have to understand that, but I'll talk about that more later. So let's just jump into it with what is a literature review. So, you are introduced here to the concept of a literature review. Duh, right? Now, you can read through all of this at your leisure, but let me explain what this is and what this is not. A literature review is not a highbrow discussion of symbolism in Hemingway's work compared to the gritty realism of Harper Lee's American South. We aren't wearing smoking jackets, sitting in front of roaring fires, quaffing bourbon. I mean, could be, but in this case, a literature review is much more practical. Once you've selected your topic for this semester, you're going to be doing research to support the claim that you're going to make. The research that you do, the sources that you find, they become what's known as the literature of your topic. So a literature review is quite literally a review and analysis of your discovered source material. You'll be explaining the background of the author, the credibility of the ideas, the currency of the information. Now, as you can see on this page, there are a lot of cute pictures, like there and this one. I can't stand these because honestly, you just mouse over it and it just kind of shows you, oh, this is what you're going to do here, but it doesn't give you any explanation. So you can look at the sample paper down here, which is, it's not bad. It doesn't give you nearly enough information, but it's not bad. And then down here we have how to write your literature review by going through the slides. And this is great. This is a much stronger, Google slide. But again, if you go back to your announcement and take a look at the attachment, you're going to see my sample, which I showed you a little bit earlier. And this sample is going to give you detailed directions, requirements, the structure for each paragraph or section, show you exactly in which order it's got to be, and then we give you a full sample of what it's supposed to look like. So if you basically copy and paste this formatting, you're never going to lose points on that. Okay? So it's all right there. It's very helpful. So you have all this material here that's really well thought out, but it's not necessarily the greatest attempt at explaining the research. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to introduce your topic. You're going to introduce some research questions on your topic. That is, questions that you have about the thesis that you hope to prove. You're going to illustrate what sources that you found. I always say find one supporting your claim and one going against your claim. Then you're going to go through and you're going to explain what those sources are by giving me a little bit of a summary. And then you're going to analyze them by showing me exactly what it means to evaluate the source material. You're going to write it, rethink it, refine it, and rework it. So as you get through it, I will show you more in-depth next week what the sample paper is going to look like, okay? So that is the literature review. Once we get through the literature review, we kind of have to realize that we've got to start with a topic. So what makes for a debatable thesis or academic topic? Well, we click on this. You have to understand that just because you want to write on a paper or write on a topic doesn't make it debatable or academic. Please watch the 30-minute video that I showed you before that I've linked at least 3 times. Okay, that will help you greatly. Because I'm not going to go over this page very long. I just kind of want to show you that there's a difference between, hey, junk food is bad for your health. No kidding. My kids are 7 and 10, and they know that McDonald's is terrible for them, for their health. They still want to eat it, but they also know that it's not an everyday thing. Okay? A lot of people like to drink alcohol. They know that it's bad for them. So once in a while, it's not bad to have a glass of wine or a bottle of beer or something like that, okay? But we know that things are bad for us. We're not going to argue. Like, smoking is bad for you. Is anybody going to tell you it's not? No, that's not debatable. So you have to make it debatable. Because junk food is bad for your health, now we're stating that as a fact. That's good. The size of sodas offered at fast food restaurants should be regulated by the government. There's the argument. Let the government into your food. There we go. Okay? It's got to be assertive. Federal immigration law is a tough issue about which many people disagree. That doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me which side of the situation you're kind of falling on. Do you agree that it's a tough issue, or do you not agree it's a tough issue? Do you agree that we need to change it or not? Federal immigration enforcement law needs to be overhauled. There's the argument. There's the assertion, right? We have to get right in there. You do have to be reasonable. Don't start calling names. City council members stink and should be thrown in jail. Well, I'm sure a lot of us agree to that, but now you sound like a ranting and raving lunatic. City council members should be term limited to prevent one group or party from maintaining control indefinitely. That's an academic way to say it. It's got to be evidence-based. Individuals convicted of murder will go to hell when they die. Those who perform abortions will burn in hell. Those people who are marrying those of the same gender will burn in hell. Anything that you have that's religiously based, which sounds familiar. Oh, that's right. It's in the video. It's not evidence-based. You're basing this on a religious idea that not everybody shares. So you need to change this, okay? Rehabilitation programs for individuals serving life sentences should be funded because the programs reduce violence within prisons. Okay, there's an argument there. It's got nothing to do with your eternal soul. Fantastic. It's got to be focused. The federal government should overhaul the U.S. tax code. Do you know how big the United States tax code is? That's like saying, I want to write a paper on the ocean. Earth is 66.6% ocean. You need to tell me something a little bit more focused. Okay? The U.S. House of Representatives should vote to repeal the federal estate tax because the revenue generated by that tax is negligible. Okay, great. That's a great thesis. It's narrowed down. Make sure that you have this focused, evidence-based, reasonable, assertive, and debatable. And oh, by the way, watch the video because that's going to help you. I promise. Finally, for the read the following, we have understanding plagiarism. Fantastic. Before we get to that, however, let's skip over here and look at the debatable topics list. Because if we click on the debatable topics list, you'll see this. this is not an exhaustive list. I do not want you to go to this page and just select a topic that, oh, well, Mr. Christopher said that this is the topic we have to choose. No, not at all. These are ideas that have been recommended that might actually work for you, okay? So I went through, because the original debatable topics list actually had some terrible topics on here. So I changed it. And there are some ideas in here that you could use as a jumping off point, okay? Don't forget to read up here, okay? Because we're going to be using this topic for Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4. And honestly, I want you to read about the steps of your topic. Go to the databases. Yes, go to Wikipedia and take a look at what the general idea is of your topic. That will be very helpful, okay? So all of these topics here could help you get started. But I would really hope that you do something a little bit more interesting by thinking on your own and looking at the world with fresh perspective, okay? All right, now that we discussed that, let's go back to understanding plagiarism. Now, I hate to be so dismissive about this, but it's really simple. Plagiarism is academic theft. It's cheating, you know? I can sum up this entire page by saying one thing. Do your own work. If you copy and paste, you're cheating. If you get someone else to write your paper for you, you're cheating. If you're reusing old papers, you're cheating. Please just do your own work, because plagiarism is someone else's work and not giving them enough credit. Once you read through this page, you can see fraud is a very serious type of plagiarism. Hint, hint. AI writing is also fraud. You know, this is going to show you kind of how to use AI versus not how to use AI. Well, not show you, but kind of tell you what the material is here. Improper use of source materials, remembering and requiring. Attempts at paraphrasing or patch writing is bad. Patch writing is bad. Paraphrasing is good. But once you finish this reading and understanding of it, you can go over here to the academic integrity assignment. By clicking on that, you will see that this is a quick quiz. Now, because I'm the teacher, I click quiz setup and you get to see the quiz, but I'm not going to do that, okay? So here's the link, Understanding Plagiarism, which takes you right back to this. And you have a 3-question quiz. That's it, 3 questions. It's going to take you 5 minutes, okay? Maybe 10 if you really want to give me some solid answers. So remember, answer in complete sentences, okay? You need to get this done. There's no excuse for not doing this. Seriously and legitimately. It is so easy to do. Just answer in full sentences. Okay? Before we get anywhere else, I want to show you how to get to the databases. So, Credo, EBSCOhost, the New York Times, and SIRS. These are all weird things except for the New York Times. You've probably maybe heard of, maybe not. Oh, that sounds familiar. So the best way to get here, instead of waiting for me to link them, is going back to the Delaware Tech portal page. You will see, student resources. Here are all the announcements. Move over here to the right-hand side, and under Student Success Toolbox, you will see Library. Click on Library. The second block down is, ta-da, Databases. Here's Credo Reference. Here's EBSCOhost. Here's the New York Times. Here's SIRS. All very helpful, okay? So make sure that you go through all of these if you need to, but those 1, 2, 3 are most important. The New York Times, if you click on that, you can actually set up a New York Times account with your Delaware Tech email address that will allow you to have access to this for free through your tuition at Delaware Tech. It will expire when you graduate, so you have that until then. How fantastic is that? Okay? So that's kind of how we get into that. Oop, here we go. All right. Now, we've done the debatable topics list. We've talked about this. We've talked about this, and this, and this. So let's talk about the discussion board, shall we? Okay. Clicking on here will bring you to the Unit 1 Topic Development Brainstorming. I have a sample post. Sample right down here is, oh my goodness, it's a sample. Okay? So as I say up here, if you basically copy and paste the sample into your own and just change my material to yours, you'll be in great shape. I have these steps for you to do. Hey, look, there's the link to the video again. Come up with a list of at least 5 subjects or areas of interest. I talk about the difference between a subject and a topic in this video, so that's very helpful. Eliminate your least 2 favorite, because if I ask you to find 6, you're probably going to have 2 that you like and 4 that you don't. So I just say 5, just to make sure. Try to generate 3 narrowed ideas for each of the subjects remaining. Narrow down your list to your best 3 topics. Make a case for which one you feel. So what's that look like? Well, again, in my sample, step 2, I've listed out popular culture, sports, technology, the internet, and body modification for my 5 subjects. I eliminate my least 2 favorite, which happen to be body modification and popular culture. So then I have sports, technology, and the internet. I put them down here in step 4. And I come up with 3 what I believe to be solid topics. Smartphones, and you can read them. I'm not going to read them to you, okay? We have these. And then I go through my 9, because now I have 9. 1 subject, 1, 2, 3 topics. 2 subjects, 4, 5, 6 topics. 3 subjects, 7, 8, 9 topics, okay? And then I narrow my list to my best 3. You do not have to pick 1 from each subject. I happen to pick 1 from technology, which is, I believe, this one. Then I picked none from sports, and I picked 2 from the internet. And then I said, you know what? What's the best one I've picked out of the 3? I chose it, and I tried to explain why. That is what your first discussion board post is going to look like. Once you are done this, you want to wait for other people to do their posts, and you want to go back and comment on at least 2 people's posts. Do not tell me, wow, that sucked, or, wow, that's great. Give me reasons why you liked that topic or you didn't like that topic. Do you have advice for them? Do you think it sounds good? Are you worried about them because you've done this topic before? Anything like that. Give me details, okay? And that's kind of where we are. That's what we're doing. Please make sure to go through the video because I also have forbidden topics. That's right. Forbidden topics. There are I think 9-ish topics that I have listed in the video, the 30-minute video, that you cannot do. I will not allow you to do it, and I explain it in detail in that video. So please go watch it. It makes me angry when you ignore me. And no, this isn't me. This is a guy named Jim Cornette. He's a very angry dude. Even though I refilmed this, it still ended up a little bit longer than I wanted. This first week always is a lot, okay? And I'm sorry for that. It's going to clock in at right around 24 minutes. So that's basically, if you watch all the videos, it's 24 plus 13, which is 37, which is 30. So it's just over an hour of video. You will not get anywhere near that for the rest of the semester. I promise you. Basically, maximum will be 20 minutes from here on out. But the first week is always basically setting up everything. So I apologize. But that's the week, kids. Hopefully this wasn't as painful as you expected. Couple that with the chapter listings at the bottom of the video, and you'll be able to glide through these videos rather easily. So plan ahead, email me when you need me, and I'll be looking forward to seeing your topics by next Sunday. Have a great week and stay safe. See ya.